There were some things in this film that I didn't even realize, and one of them was how cheap it was to see a baseball game back in the day. What was something that was exciting for you that you didn't realize?
I think the biggest eye opener for me was to learn about this woman, Effa Manley, who people didn't know she was white or black, but was part owner of this team, the New York Eagles, in the 30s and the 40s, and they won the World Series in 1946. So that was an eye opener for me. I didn't really know that story. So that was, and then her relationship with Branch Rickey and how he didn't want to compensate Negro League owners, for the players that he basically stole, Jackie Robinson, Roy Campanella, and Don Newcomb. So those were major revelations to me that I hadn't known about before I started this film.
So when you think about what you're presenting to people now, because it is a different story than what we've been told before, why
Oh
was it
yeah.
so important to do this?
Well, because I always feel like in this history that we learn in America, we always learn it in sort of a very sort of one-sided way. And we never learn the complexity of some of this history, because history is not just simply white or black. It's really shades of gray. So, if you go and you watch the film 42 with Chadwick Boseman and Harrison Ford, it looks like, okay, he struggled to make it in the major leagues, Jackie did, but he had this great supporter, Branch Rickey. Okay, now in this film, we tell you, in my documentary, we tell you, oh, Branch Rickey may have signed Jackie Robinson and Don Newcomb and Roy Campanella, but he wasn't going to pay. He decided he didn't need to pay these Negro League owners for their players. He just felt like he had a right. They weren't good enough to pay. So I'm glad that we're telling that part of the story. So it takes sort of the halo away from Branch Rickey.
When you think about just the game of baseball and how Black people have shifted from it, do you hope that this will enlighten people to come back to the game?
I hope so. I'm still a baseball fan. And I live in Baltimore now, and I live right down the street from the Baltimore Orioles. So I went to some games last year, and I'm going to go to some games this year. So I hope it excites people. I mean, the challenge we face in America today is that, baseball is a slower game than basketball or football, and so you hope that with the rules that have changed with baseball, it'll make it a little more engaging and exciting for people who want to see it.